So in this video, we are going to see one example to formulate the global stiffness matrix of the spring systems. The spring comprising of parallel as well as series connections. So the first spring, that is element number 1, is connected with other set of parallel connections. Finally, it is connected with the rigid end. So this is element number 2 with the stiffness constant K2. First one is K1, the second one is K2, the third element is K3. So these are the nodal points. These are the nodal points. So we have to number the nodal points. Okay. So the numbering of nodal points starts with here. This is 1, this is 2. So this node number 2 is common for both the element number 4 as well as element number 2. So this is, I am keeping node number 4. Here it is 3, then 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are nodes. Total number of elements 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. And the stiffness constants respectively K1, K2, K3 and K4. So the problem is to find the global stiffness matrix. Find the global stiffness matrix. So we can able to form the element stiffness matrix individually for the spring number 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have to club it together to form the global stiffness matrix. So for that we should form the element connectivity table. Element connectivity table. So the element connectivity table should represent the number of element, the element number and the nodal starting point of the element as well as the ending point of the element. So here you put element, node I and node J. So here you note the for the element number 1, what are the connection points of the element number 1? The node number 4 and 2 are connecting the element number 1. For the element number 2, the node number is 2 and 3. For element number 1, the nodes are 4 and 2. For the element number 2, the nodes are 2 and 3. For the element number 3, the nodes are 3 and 5. For the element number 4, the nodes are 2 and 1. So I am going to write in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4 element number. For the element number 1, the ith node is 4, jth node is 2. So it is 4 and 2. For the element number 2, ith node is 2, jth node is 3. For the element number 3, ith node is 3, jth node is 5. For the element number 4, ith node is 2, jth node is 1. So I think you understand. So complete the element connectivity table. This is what the element connectivity table. So here we are going to formulate the element stiffness matrix. Element stiffness matrices. Element stiffness matrices. For the element number 1, K1, we know that it is K minus K minus K and K. So it is K1 minus K1, here minus K1 and K1. This connects the nodes U4 and U2. Vertically it is U4 and U2. For example, the value of the stiffness for the nodes U4 is K1, U2 is K1. That is this connection between the vertical column to this horizontal row, it intersect at the value of K1. So the value of U2 is K1, U4 is K1, U2 is minus K1, U4 is minus K1 diagonally. Similarly, for K2, it is K2 minus K2 and K2 minus K2 and K2. So this is for the connectivity of 2 and 3. That is the displacement U2, U3. Here it is U2, U3. Stiffness is nothing but the force produced for the unit displacement. So when you apply the unit displacement at U2, U2, you will get the stiffness coefficient K2. When you apply the displacement U3, U2, you get the stiffness coefficient minus K2. Similarly, we can formulate for K3. So K3 is K3 minus K3 minus K3 and K3. For the nodal numbers of U3, U5, again U3, U5. And K4 stiffness matrix is K4 minus K4 minus K4 and K4 for the nodal displacements of U2, U1, U2, U1. So if you want to arrange it globally, you can formulate. So I am going to rub this element connectivity table and I am going to write here itself, because we have to note the value of U2, U4 and we should take to the global stiffness matrix. So the global stiffness matrix K is equal to, your matrix should include U1, U2, U3, U4 and U5. So if you close the matrix vertically, it should indicate U1, U2, U3, U4 and U5. So totally the matrix will be up to U5. So it is a 5 by 5 matrix. So for this value, that is U1 value, actually this is indicated as K11. K11 means the displacement produced at node 1 due to the force at node 1. If you consider this is node 1, the displacement at node 1 due to the force applied at the node 1. So we have to search for the value from this individual element stiffness matrices for U1, where it comes U1. So here if you see, U1 is only present in the element matrix of K4. U1 horizontal U1 value is intersect at K4, intersect at the stiffness constant of K4. So U1 is K4. So we can mark here it is K4. The next value is U2 U1. So here U2, the value U1 is minus K4. That is U2 and U1. The intersecting value is minus K4. Similarly, U3 U1. So you search for the element U3 U1, but U1 is only present at the element stiffness matrix of K4. No other values for finding for U1. So it is 0. There is no connection for node 3 and 1. Node 3 is here, node 1 is at the top. There is no direct connection for this nodes. So definitely the value is 0. The stiffness value is 0. Next one U4 U1. Similarly, the fourth node is here. First node is here. There is no direct connection. Hence it is 0. Similarly, U5 U1 is also 0. Next one, if you see U1 U2, so you come U1 in the column and U2 in the row. So the value is minus K4. Minus K4. So if you search for U2 U2, first you search for here. It is K1. Then next matrix also, it contains U2 U2 value. It is K2. In this matrix, that is, and the element stiffness of K4 also, it is having U2 U2. So totally 3 stiffness constants to be added. First one is K1, second one is K2, third one is K4. First one is U2 U2 value K1. Second one is U2 U2 values K2. Third one is U2 U2 K4. So totally 3 values to be added here. Next U3 U2 we require. So U3 in the column, U2 in the row, it is minus K2. Next one U4 U2 we require. So in the first element U4 and U2, that is minus K1. Minus K1. Next one U5 U2. I think there is no connection between fifth node and the second node. Here it is 5. The second node is here, so there is no connection, so it is 0. So next U1 U3. So U1 U3 is also 0. U2 U3, there will be a value U2 and U3, it is minus K2. Minus K2. So put here minus K2. U3 U3, definitely there will be a constant, that is K2. U4 U3, I think there is no connection between 4 and 3 because 4 is here, 3 is here, so there is no connection, so it is 0. U5 U3, so U5 U3 is here, U5 and U3, the value is minus K3. So it is minus K3. Next fourth row, U1 U4, there is no connection between U1 and U4. U2 and U4, U2 and U4 present in the first element. U2 and U4 is minus K1. So it is minus K1. Next U3 U4, there is no connection. So it is 0. And U4 U4, so in the first element matrix, sorry, here it is plus K1. Plus K1. U5 U4, there is no relation. Next one, the last row, U1 U5, 0. U2 U5, 0. U3 U5, so here it is U3 and U5, so it is minus K3. Minus K3. U4 U5, no value. U5 U5, you will get U5 and the column and U5th row. So it is K3. So this is the global stiffness matrix. This is the global stiffness matrix. For any type of connectivity, you can form the global stiffness matrix in this procedure. So mainly it is used in the stiffness matrix method. The spring mass system is used in stiffness matrix approach. So this problem is useful to evaluate the numerical problems in the spring system. So in the next video, we are going to see about one practical problem, that is numerical example in the spring system.